responsible. Does that make sense?
Now, don't get your feelings hurt when I say I agree with you, okay? But
No,
I
I don't.
do.
I'm saying this so you do agree. I don't want to argue. I'm not trying to argue. So
If somebody
No,
was to
but
say who raised you, it's a whole list of people that you could say, right? I mean, not just your family, also
no,
people
don't
in
do
your
that.
neighborhood. You saying no?
Don't do that to me, because around these parts they'll say he was raised by his mother. I think a lot of most children have mothers. Who the hell you think is raising these children around? But here is what they don't want to tell you the truth, baby. Is that most men want to run a household. Your household ain't yours. It's mine. Go do what men do. You are not supposed to be bullying me out of my household. You supposed to be head of the family. That way, if your son go over there after he move out of this household, you still supposed to go over there and talk to your son, father. But never
I
know
don't.
mine. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, no,
Be
never
head
know
of the
mine because it's possible.
family.
I guess what I'm
That's
trying to
all I'm.
say is, say for instance, when I was growing up, it was neighbors who would, look out, and they would tell your mother or your father or whoever, and they would say, "Oh, this person was doing this, or this person doing." That's part of being growing up in a neighborhood, in a community. Um, Whereas though that person has a hand in helping raise you. Do you agree or no?
Yeah, for
No,
sure.
I don't. I don't agree. And this is why I grew up in that era where the old lady used to sweep the street, everybody. But see, what happened was it got violated, it got wicked. And as I grew up, even with the pastor and the deacons and the, not in there another, only discipline gonna come right here is between him and me. Other than that, they ain't getting it. I don't trust the village. The village got sour. I don't believe in boys and girls club. I believe in. Nah, I ain't with it. I ain't with nothing.
Yeah, see, I went to a boys and girls club, football, basketball, all that, and it was coaches, it was other people's parents. Anybody could. It wasn't like, oh, this person can't say nothing to you, like how nowadays it is. It's anybody could say something to you.
I'm not saying if my child is wrong, they can't be checked, but my child ain't believing me. No, and I really ain't gonna trust you if you tell me my child wrong, and that's me and him. But like people, they move different. Now, back in my day, yes, sir, we could move like, but the way people move now, you really gonna trust your child around folks?
You mean you don't
I
trust
don't.
people around your child?
At the same time, you right. I don't trust it. Like right now, if you remember me, I was like about 3, 4 years back and came on Fatty channel, and I was like, Fatty, you got a big ass channel. Why you ain't talking about these teachers telling these little girls? You remember that? And I was loud mouthed and I just started screaming because I was like, everybody say they worried about their future, but they on, man woman stuff. P and D. But what is
DMP.
future? Night is right there. He'll tell you I'm telling you the truth. California broke out with a teacher doing all that same gender, whatever they teaching. I can't say it. But I see more Mexicans and white folks. It was hard to find a black father out there because the black fathers was on YouTube telling black women what they need. Swear to God, sir, it ain't about like I'm older and you don't get up.
Oh, you getting a phone call, huh?
Yeah, that was my cousin. But it believe in y'all babies. Like I'm a great grandmother and I cry. I cry a lot. Like, why my grandbaby gotta get an ass whooping? Cause he doing what you told him to do. But then you'll whoop his ass when he get to school and say, I'm a boy, that's a boy. But the teacher will call home and say, he disrespected me. How did he disrespect you when all he said was, Nani, I go to church and you said I'm a boy and you said that's a boy. What am I supposed to say?
You
Talking
gotta
to my
stand on business.
son.
Gotta stand on business.
Son, ain't you a boy? Why you trying to make him so he can pass the class, not be a young man? That's all I was asking back then. Now, if you was to ask me today, nephew, why all these men want men and women to be against each other? You don't see a pattern here? Men and women arguing with each other and they teaching our children they have no, well, y'all children, because my children grown, no gender. It's okay to hate a woman. What you want to hate a woman for?
I don't think it's okay to hate a woman. I think the conversations are geared towards being men against women because of the system how it's set up. It's trying to make it so that you know we are against each other for some reason.
But why is it so strong in the black community? Like, y'all weigh heavy. When I go to learning how to turn a box truck into something people can live out, when I go to how to cook certain food and think about other ingredients, which it don't work for me most of. But anyway, how to. You know where that's filled up with, son? White folks, Asian folks. But if I want to come to a channel and say, I'm sick and tired of that nigga, I hate him, and why should I? Black folks channel. That's where I want us to stop. You speak with a lot of education. I heard you and nobody wanted to hear you, but I heard you. You said, we're not Korean. But I'm going to leave that to myself. Go ahead and speak.
You say we not what?
You remember when you didn't like being called black?
Right, because black is a label.
And I'm gonna let you speak on that. Go on, speak on it. This
Man is a label too. Do you like to be called a man?
Yeah, man, this definitely works. That fits.
Okay, but it's a label, right, Issa?
Right. It's okay. So man is a grown adult boy, right? And it's so like,
Yeah.
would you want to be called a woman
yes, yes, I
versus
would.
Yeah,
versus
but I'm saying you don't want to be
versus a
called.
girl, right?
You
Because
don't.
the stigma on a girl
Okay.
is a young person, someone who's not fully adult or not even adolescent.
So you cool with some labels, but not all labels.
Right, right. It, like man is fine. If you say boy, that's not something I'm fine with. You get what I'm saying?
And you know what? It's so. Let me tell you something, because I'm old enough to tell you this. Back in my day, boy was a white racist word. And they
Exactly.
forced white people to stop saying boy when it came to a young black man. Now, when you watch the news, they'll say the white boy shot 12 people. And they'll say the black man, and everybody be like, he's a boy. Yeah, but you can't ask for that, bro. That's why when my sons was little, they are black boys. Still a kid. But you can go ahead. I just wanted to put that.
Right. What I'm saying is those same labels, even in the news today, when they talk about Hamas and everything, they'll use the term teenager, or they'll use the term something more specific versus woman when they're trying to downplay severity, or make it seem as though these people are older, or these people are not a certain age when they are maybe 12 years old. So it's like you can't use one label for someone else and then try and make it seem as though these people are uh, more of a threat or more violent by labeling them as something different than what they are.
So, what I'm asking you, nephew, how do we fix that? Because people like the color, like if you say girl, they get offended because they would think it was racist. If you, but at the same time, on the other hand, you could say girl, boy when white folks. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes. So it's certain terms that are offensive, right? And it,
But
So
why
is
do
being called black offensive?
why do certain
Is
terms
being
have to
called
be?
black offensive to you?
or it's when I say it's a label, it's not to offend. It's more like the better way of saying the N word. It's the less
I
offensive way
wouldn't
to
give
say
a
the N word.
fuck. You said black boy and my son young and he a youth. He's a black boy to me. If they get to have white boys and girls, I get to have black boys and girls. You not gonna make my son a grown man while your son get to be a youth. That's all I'm saying. I'm gonna shut my mouth.
So do
Nah,
you feel
I
like if
understand
somebody
what you're
calls
saying,
somebody
but
white,
what
if
we'll
somebody
find out is they'll
calls
charge
somebody white,
our
is that
children as
is if you
adults.
call somebody white, is that offensive?
No, what I'm saying is the labels are to divide and conquer. So, any person, any white person or black person who knows their heritage will say, "Oh, I'm not white. I'm, you know what I'm saying, German, Yugoslavian, whatever, Scandinavian, whatever they from, right? Somewhere European, more than likely." And then black people,
So
That's not
if they
true.
know
That's
their
not true.
heritage or their culture, they'll
Because
say,
when
"No,
I
I'm
was
not black.
a
I'm."
young lady,
Haitian
They
or
didn't
I'm,
even have
Nigerian
Italians
or
and listed as white. When I was young, on the job application, it would have white, black, Italian, Vietnamese. It would have different things. And Italians was a separate race. And guess what? It's no longer like that. Now Italians is part of white. I'm telling you what I know. It was separated.
right. I
So
understand what
now
you're
they are
saying.
just part
These
of
these
white race.
boxes or these boxes that they want you to fit in are not for you. Is not something to help you. It's for them to categorize you. You get what I mean? Like,
Yeah, yeah, I know what you're saying. Like, there's two forms of new white people I don't go against, and that's the fighting Irish and the Italian. Actually, Italian don't want to
Yeah,
say
the
the truth.
Irish and Italians, they're the new white people. But I'm just saying, back in the day, it actually was separate categories from them, from white. They had
Yeah,
boxes that
even
said
it
Irish. They
wasn't
had
really
boxes
that
that
far
said Italian.
back.
They
Remember how
don't
they
have
did
that
that?
now. And that stopped way in the 90s, like in 94, 95. They
but
just
Yeah,
before
stopped
that,
yeah.
it was
doing it.
colored though, right? You would check the colored box, right?
Now that was
I think
kind
color
of
was before
horrible.
my time. I think that was in the 80s. In the 90s, it was African American.
Yeah,
It didn't
but
used to
he's
even be
telling
black.
you
It was in the 80s,
color.
it became African American and then black.
Basic. You ain't
There was
Yeah, the
lying.
colored
original
toilets
color
and
was
colored
before.
bathrooms.
And
Yeah,
then we
color. Yeah,
came
you're
out
right.
with
But that was like in the 50s.
no, I'm black and I'm proud. Remember all that? I remember a joke. They said, "What black folks want to be next? What they want to be next?" We was
Right. And
Afro
African American,
American.
that's 3 continents. That's
Yeah,
Africa, North
yeah,
America, and South America.
yeah. I grew up with that. I remember all that. I was like, damn, we do got a lot of names.
What does that mean if that's 3 continents? That sounds crazy.
It's
I
not pointed
think,
to any specific place of origin. Just like black is a color or a devoid of any light is the same thing.
African
It's a label.
American, African
African
American
American
is
is three
not pointed
continents:
at a.
Africa, North
remember we used to
America,
have a
South
pick in the
America.
back of our head. Remember the Afro pick?
Well, so is 3 continents named Africa?
You're missing it.
No,
African and
this
American.
what
Now,
I
American
said.
So if
denotes
I say
two different
European
continents because
American,
they're
that
separated
means
by
the
North and South.
continent of what? Yeah, but that's if I say European American, you're gonna say that's 3 continents? That's weird.
No, a European will know what part of Europe. They'll say, "Oh, I'm from this part or that part." You get what I'm saying?
Okay, so if you say African American, it's the whole continent of Africa, and you also here in America. So that's what it's called.
Africa
I don't know
guys,
what you're talking
no,
about. 3 continents.
no, Africa is a continent, not a country. You know, them Islamic and the
Exactly.
Muslim folks come from the continent of Africa, right?
Yeah, but
You
he was
know,
just saying if you say you African American, that's 3 continents. That's crazy. It's not North America, South America, and Africa. You wouldn't say that's for European American. Oh,
European
European,
American. I never heard somebody say that
it's
that's
North
what they
America
are,
and
but
South
even
America.
that is 3 continents. Isn't Europe part of a whole
How?
other continent or no?
yeah, yeah, it is. Yeah, it
So,
is.
and
You're
It
American
used to be
is
Eurasia, but
broken
it's
down into two
separated now.
different
It used to
continents.
be
Is what I'm
called,
saying. You got North America and then you got South
yeah,
America.
it
actually
used to be
Europe is
Eurasia.
closer to Africa. That's why. And then on the other end, never know mine. I don't know what I'm talking about. Y'all
I,
do. Go ahead,
I
go
can't
ahead.
even have this
I can't hear
conversation.
you. You're funny over the mic,
This is
Mill.
weird.
Well, what's weird to you,
No, because I'm
Auntie?
laying down.
What's weird to you, baby? What you want to get up out of there?
I just can't
Get it up.
believe he said it was encompassing 3 continents. I mean, that's crazy to me. But anyway, if you
No,
choose
what
not to
he
be
was
called
trying
something,
to
I'm
tell
just saying
you
everything has
every
a label. You know, whether you call us
Baby,
somebody a boy or a girl or a man or a woman, black or white or Irish or Italian, it's all just labels. That's it. It's all labels. But my
Right,
thing
well,
is, we
but
I,
this
all want to be so separated. We
no,
need unity, not more separation.
right, no,
let
I
her have
agree. I think we need more unity. We need more people who realize that we are all human beings, and human beings are not broken down into crayon colors. It's not, you don't see people saying, "Oh, yellow pride" or "red pride" or anything like that. Or you know what I'm saying? It's
She
only
don't think
for
of it
us.
like
They
that,
want us to
I
do
see. Like
you either
back in
black or
our
white.
day, you had a red bone, which was a brown skinned girl. Then you had a yellow bone, which was a high yellow girl. But nobody wants to tell the truth about that now.
Right, but that's a label also. What I'm saying is that's not necessarily a classification, or that's not an actual characteristic. Your bones are not red. You get what I'm saying? Your bones are not yellow. You are
I,
actually, if you look at the bones of any person and you put them next to someone from a different country or a different continent, what you're going to see is they're human beings. They have the same bones, but they may have different bone density or bone structure. But more than likely, we are more alike than we are different. The whole the divisiveness, the labels is to put you in a category of 3/5 a person type shit. Like okay,
I
so
like
at
to
one
think like the way we live. Like if I lived and I had to run all the time, I probably had worn down a little wear and tear. But if I was over here, I might have wear and tear over there. But I do understand what you're saying. Like people are just people. But if you understand, like if I had to climb mountains and caves, I'ma have like chilling and certain type of problem. But if all you did was run back and run there, you might have. You see what I'm saying? Never know, man. A woman can't make sense. Only you can. And that's what hurt my feelings. Like,
my fault. So what I'm
y'all,
trying to say is basically, if you say, for instance, put people all in the category of human being, right?
yeah,
We
I
are broken
mean,
down into nationalities,
people.
and so it's no nation on the planet that you could say, oh, is Black Bill Blackadon. Where are these black people from? And so, if you look at the nations that make up Africa, or the tribes that used to make up North America or South
Yeah,
America,
12
what you'll
tribes, I
see
know.
is the heritage of people did not include putting them in categories of colorism or colors. It's more so about where they are from. Like, if you say, oh, someone is German, more than likely they're from Germany. You get what I'm saying? Versus calling someone black, where are they from? Where's a black person
So,
from? Where you get that from?
let me ask you something, okay? Because, like, they said Africa at one point was 90% black. I'm just going to keep it at that point. I know it have changed over the years. I'm not slow. But do you believe white and black started in the United States just like the word nigga?
I think black is the acceptable way to say the N word. Is Negro, Negro, Negris. Is if you look at any other language, it's the same thing.
Yeah, because I think like I know it's gonna sound messed up to you, son. But like all my skin folks ain't my kin folks.
Exactly.
Because
It was people of color who owned slaves.
they come here, no, they was buying because I'm a descendant of that. They were buying their people. Like if I was to try to explain it, sometime my grandmother told me that. She said that it's easy for a black man to walk away from his family because he was always torn away from it. A white man, but never know mine. I think you get the gist of what I'm saying.
Right. At one
And
point in time, that's what I'm saying. It was susceptible for a woman to be a good time girl, meaning you were put
yeah,
in
it
a certain
was.
place, and anytime one of the slaves did a good job, they would be rewarded with your body, and it wasn't necessarily something that you could say no or anything to. So a lot of women, what happened was they would embrace it instead of making it their life a living hell. Enjoy it.
But Eso, can you say that men and boys went through it too?
Yeah,
Or
they
or
it was certain men who were like susceptible to a lot of the Europeans. They were brought over that homosexuality, and so
yeah, because
instead of
they it started over
being
there first.
right, it was there
But
for, and then it's like, okay, instead of, like I said, having a living hell, they embraced it. Some of them embraced it.
there was more than that. Black women hair used to be shaven so they could pluck their couches.
Right, they used to be natural. They used to, take pride in their hair and their
No, our hair used to be shaven bald.
texture, wherever it was. And then it became, oh, you know what? You need to put this weave on or get this straightener, and that's when it's you don't
I
want to
don't
be yourself
think
anymore.
like that. I think like this is so. Um, we couldn't wear our hair for years, and we lived here, and we really didn't know how to do our hair because our hair was getting cut off to stuff chairs and couches for folks. And once we really did get our own hair, we had to learn. I thank God for Madam C.J. Walker. We had to learn. But at the same time, listen, did you think all black women was in the big house? What about the women that was in the cotton field with you? Can we talk about that? I don't think that the only slaves was
Right. So
men.
that type of divisiveness started way back when, whereas though you don't realize y'all are all working without pay. It don't matter if you in the field or the house or you feel like you doing a little bit better or a little bit worse. You still are under that same system.
Okay, baby, can I bring you up to another decade or whatever you want to call it? There was segregation, and the black man wasn't trusted. He looked it like an animal, but the black woman was. She was the one that went from madam, mammy to maid. Good times, but now what we talking about? You won't come up
Women are
another
viewed as less
generation and say,
threatening
right?
of the species.
Okay, now you about my segregation.
Right. So they also tried to separate the man from the woman back then.
No, segregation was about we gave you niggas freedom, but stay the fuck away from my neighborhood. But anything you build, we gonna burn it.
Right. And that segregation is still happening today. If you look in most neighborhoods, you have a black part and you got a white part.
I agree with you. I agree with you on that. People don't believe it. They don't even like. You can go to certain counties in your state. If you break it down in counties, white folks don't want you there. But let's just be honest. When is black folks gonna stop doing stuff?
You said stop doing what?
Like, really, to be honest, like you move in neighborhoods, it get loud. You all outside. You know what I'm not putting black folks down. I love my black people. God knows. But yeah, we can be wrong sometimes. And I wish people be able to admit that. You know
United,
why
wake
white
up.
folks really didn't want y'all or us back then? I remember. You remember bars? Are you old enough to remember bars and Vogue?
No.
Okay. Well, it was a time where all black men cared about was selling drugs, getting bars and Vogue, and then truths came out. Then gold necklaces and teeth. Smile for me, baby. That man got rich as fuck for messing up black men's teeth.
Yeah, I'll wake night is shook. Nigga snoring in the background.
And I promise you he did, baby. What's that man name? Mike, the white boy Mike that had all the grills. He made millions of dollars. I'll never forget my husband came home with a grill. And I was like, I, you a dark skinned man with pretty pearly white teeth. And I know I might sound old and outdated, but
That was your type right there?
that his smile. It was a smile. I didn't need him to have diamonds. What the fuck are you doing right now? Ain't nobody looking for a drug dealer. I'm
Shit,
looking
them
for
pharmacies. Look, and that's the thing. The pharmacists don't get labeled as drug dealers. Whole time they had a whole pandemic, whole epidemic. I'm sorry,
yeah.
where they was selling to whoever, and had people hooked on the most dangerous of drugs. And now they don't get no reprimand. They don't have no consequences. They don't go to jail. None of that.
Yeah, I know what you talking about, nephew. You talking about black folks when we was hooked on drugs, it was a crime. Now that the white folks is hooked on drugs, it's a illness. But guess what? I don't give a fuck. Let them all die. I ain't supposed to say that though. Yeah, I was hooked on drugs too. You want to hear me, nephew? I
Is
was
that right?
hooked on selling drugs. See, people don't talk about the drug user like they talk about the drug dealer. I was very hooked up on that money. I told myself, I said, I'm just gonna sell a little bit and get my house and I'm gonna stop. Once I got my house, I did not stop. I was very much hooked on drugs too.
Don't incriminate yourself.
That can't get me. But I'm just telling you how easily it can be. Everybody want to look at the drug user, but look at the drug dealer. Because I was very bad. One of my friends I grew up with, I used to give it to his mama. And when he walked in the house, it caught me. I was like, oh my God, am I going to die today? He flipped his mama table over. I was like, Jesus, it ain't working. And I quit. Real life shit. I was just addicted to drugs as anybody else. Y'all go ahead and keep talking. That's an honest to God real story though. I didn't see it. Like I felt like I was accomplishing something. And all the niggas beneath me, fuck them. That's what they want to be on. I need my money. I can't speak for everybody. I can only speak for me. Do I feel like I was fucked up and I shouldn't have been that way back then? Yes. I'm telling you what hurt me. My friend mother. But was I addicted to drugs? Yes. I was the seller. And that money, never know mine. I'm going to just keep it to myself. You heard what I said. Would I try today? No. Do I feel bad what I did? Yeah. I just committed a crime. I ain't get caught. I tell everybody, if you traffic weed and drugs, put a half pint in your console. Put something on your breath. They'll get you for drinking and driving. Tow your car. But at least you didn't get caught for drugs. But never know mine. I don't know what I'm talking about. Get caught for drinking and driving instead of drugs. Even if you don't drink, pretend like you do, nephew. I'm talking too much. Okay. Yeah, from my heart, though. From my heart.
Everybody giving the silent treatment. Let me find these glasses. Where are they at? I can't see the
Thank
phone.
you, United, for kicking in.
We got 40 people in the building.
For Trail Hill up here. You know what, United? I'm going to bring but not the fuckery. When you get to talking about your I'ma bring people in here. But I ain't the monohard and the redlining and the stuff that you really smart with night is
No.
I'm
What
on
y'all people
Facebook.
out here in these YouTube streets doing? Turn it up. It's a Sunday.
Yeah, I was supposed to have went to church. Ain't I'm bad.
No, church is the biggest scam to black people since being called black people.
I believe in
Chill out,
church.
chill out, chill out now, chill out, chill out.
These people, they done racked up so much money off the backs of these people. And then if you look at the neighborhoods that a lot of these churches are in, they have done nothing for that community
You
at
know
all
what?
besides
Stop
take from them.
blaming it on churches and liquor stores. If you want to clear up the black streets, put a library on every corner. Watch and see how quiet the neighborhood be. Hey,
I thought you was
no
gonna say
more.
put up a church. Boy, that's gonna make it worse.
I said a library.
Yeah, that's definitely better than a church.
Nah, you
Get rid
You
of
tripping now.
churches, put
know,
What's wrong with the
libraries. That
church?
makes sense.
What's wrong with the churches, man?
Church is big business.
Yeah,
And this
I
this
can't.
what they actually are profiting off of is our own stupidity. Like
I would
kind of
agree.
like YouTubers,
Hold on, Cherry
pastors,
Berry.
and
You've been
YouTube.
on a monologue for like 20 minutes. Stand down.
Okay, I'm
Nah, like I agree on some churches, but to just throw all of them in there in the same bucket, that's kind of, as they say in these spaces, disingenuous. You can't just throw all of them in there because you saw, somebody um, make mistakes. I've seen a lot of churches do a lot of good, not just churches, mosques or whatever. But one thing all of them do is provide a moral structure, and that's what everybody in our most people in the black community lack is a moral structure and a baseline grounding of what's right and what's wrong.
Can I kick
that's
in
that's
here
false. That's
for
what
a
they want
break?
you to believe. Yeah, but the morals we
I'm
already
a
are instilled.
Baptist. I'm
We
a
already have
Baptist.
morals
I
we born
believe in
with.
the Lord. My
It's not
mama
nobody has to tell
told
you that killing
me
your mother is wrong.
it gives you a conscience. My
No,
mother
if
said,
no, that's not
but
true. The state that black
I
people
just
in,
was asking you.
the state that black people are in, every damn near everything we doing is wrong. And if your mama
N-
and the people around you are doing wrong shit, it takes somebody
No,
that's
my
not doing
mother
that.
said
That's
the
not because of
church
a lack of
is
churches.
conscience.
Nah,
But you want to tell me damn near everything I'm doing is wrong. And see, that's the confusion.
Right
You
and
was
wrong are
ready to
based on
judge me
whatever
before
social
you even
construct
heard
like
me
it's around.
out.
so what is it based on there?
Like
What
so
is it based on?
so the morals, I guess, with the ideology behind it is for you not to rise up. It's for you not to come after the ones in control. If you only see each
That's
other, if all only thing you see is each other, then who are you really going to argue with, or who are you going to fight with other than yourselves? You get what I'm saying? Like so if I
like I
control
would
your
agree.
your thinking, right? And this that's what church is controlling your thinking to think that, oh, if I do something wrong, I'm gonna go to jail, or I'm gonna go to hell, or whatever, one or both. But
Conscious.
in all
Ain't humble.
actuality, these people have been stealing and pilfering from you your whole life. You get what I'm saying? Like,
No,
so
no. So I
and
do,
it's set
but at
up
the
for
same
you to
time,
believe that
what
way.
you you don't think it's important for people to, when they do something wrong, feel guilty and understand deep down that shit hits a nerve in them and they know that they doing wrong? You don't think that's important?
No,
I'm
I'd
not talking to see
rather not do wrong.
you're
I'd
talking
rather
about
feel that feeling first, and then that will
yeah, no,
stop me from doing wrong, sir.
Right, right.
you only can feel guilty
I
if
think
you already
no,
know
I
that
think
it's
church
wrong.
does
I
serve
don't
its
Based
want
off
to
purpose.
feel
Yes,
guilty after I've done it.
it makes
I want
people
to
think,
feel
oh, this is wrong.
guilty
I feel
before I
guilty or I
do
feel bad about doing this. You know what I'm saying? But in all actuality, it's the way of the world. It's like, do you think a lion feels bad after hunting and eating a gazelle or something like that?
No,
Nobody
because
said that
that's
that's wrong.
nature. That's
Right, that's
Yeah,
nature,
nobody said
right?
that's
So
wrong.
so if it's in
Yeah.
our nature to
yeah,
kill
that's
or hunt and murder something that we need to eat, the part that's wrong is if you are hunting and killing something and not eating it or not consuming it. So if you yourself are going and hunting something and then trying to turn a profit off of something and it goes to waste, is that wrong or is it that's just part of the industry?
yeah. It is for human beings because God gave us discernment, decisiveness. An animal gonna always hunt. Now, unless you just want to consider yourself an animal like men call women bitches, I'm far from a bitch. But if that's what you want to be, you go ahead.
I'm saying, are you saying that humans are not animals at all?
No,
They are part animal. They're the lower part of their
you a
nature
lie
is
and you a
animalistic.
liar.
No, it's not. No, it's
God
not.
gave us choice. We got choice. We got will.
You
Animals move on instinct.
so you missing what
We
I'm saying.
move. We have choices and will. Don't you lie
Sherry
on my
Berry, shut
God,
up.
my
God
nigga.
damn.
Don't you
Sherry
lie
Berry.
on my God.
Okay,
Because
like I said,
y'all been
the,
lying on my God forever.
no.
If Eve wouldn't have never. If Eve,
Ain't no
if you
everybody
really want to
Sherry
tell
Berry,
the
nobody
truth,
arguing that shit. Shut up. Nobody arguing
That's a
against
misogynistic
uh,
thought process, isn't it? To think
yeah,
that
nobody
a
even
woman
is
is
even
the
arguing that.
responsible.
Yeah, that's what's the first thing I said when I came up here? That men responsible. That the first
well,
thing I
you
said
didn't
when I
have
came
to
up here?
tell me to shut
But
up.
you no, but
Why you
because
come at me with a shut up?
because
Like,
you just
okay,
talking loud. You
that's
talking
okay. Go
loud and
on, do what you do.
cutting
Go on,
everybody
do
off.
what you do.
Cutting everybody off. The point I'm
Okay.
saying is you have to have the structure. For you to say that we need to just delete everything, everybody has a internal compass, internal moral compass already.
Who said
People
delete
are.
everything?
I'm not talking to you, Sherry Bear. Stand down,
Okay,
please.
I'm sorry, babe.
Nah,
Everybody already has.
I get
Go
what
ahead.
you're saying. It has to be taught. You like you're right from wrong or whatever. However you go about making your decisions, you need to have that type of foundation and knowing what's good for society or what's just good for yourself. And in understanding that, you will realize, okay, the whole church atmosphere is not good for you. It's for society. It's for it's like a greater good type of thing. But in
No,
all
that
actuality, you should know
But
more
there's a
about
verse in the
theology. Give me
Bible
one
that
second, Sherry
says,
Berry. Give me one
study
second. I'm
somebody
almost done.
thyself
I'm
somebody
almost done.
make
approved.
their
I'm about to
point
be done.
without you cutting them off.
I'm about to land the plane. Promise. So if you look at society as a whole and say, okay, it's better for all people if we think that killing is wrong or that you'll go to hell or whatever, because we don't want people out here harming each other or harming other people, right?
Right.
But if someone is to harm you, your first instinct, your
The
animal
Ten
instinct.
Commandments.
Go ahead, Sherry Berry. You got it. Go ahead.
No, she don't got it.
I'm
Keep making
sorry,
your point.
baby. I was just
No.
listening to
Sherry Bear
you
ain't got it.
and I was saying the
Listen,
10 Commandments. But before it was an Old Testament and it was an I for an eye and a two for a two. But I'm hearing you. I was not trying to disrespect. I was just thinking as you was talking. I apologize.
No, you good. I was trying to talk, but when people talk over, I kind of it messes me up a little bit sometimes. So that's why I just was going to let you say what you had to say. That way I can get what I had to say out.
I apologize, baby. You got it.
But yeah, pretty much. So what happened is uh, they took away your thought process of thinking theologically or having that uh, thought of you know what is the creator or who is the creator or how do we all get here, all of these questions, and they try and make a story that oh, this is how it happened, right? But
Right.
it doesn't give you any concrete evidence. It doesn't give you any type of knowledge. It's fictitious. And so these fables are made to give you like a more it's a moral to the story for every story, whatever, right? But what we have to realize, as a whole, what the purpose of these stories are. And that's, like
Right.
I said, is for control. So instead of you having that ground, that basis in theology or understanding all religions, you are only fixated on this one story, this one part of theology versus the
Actually,
whole.
it was a whole bunch of men in their stories that created the Bible. But
me a couple of dollars. Guess what I'm gonna do?
J Hub, you got it. Go ahead.
J Hub with the $20. Drop Sherry Berry. Sherry,
You
you can come back at 3:23.
Nah, don't
No.
don't 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 come back. Don't come back.
Why she can't come back?
4:23 is Eastern Standard Time, I guess.
want you to rest of your femininity.
3:23 Central Standard Time. We'll see you then.
We'll be long off by that time. We only got 2 hours left.
Nah, but go ahead, J Hub. You paid the money. You got your floor, man. Go ahead.
Go ahead. You was making your point. I couldn't even.
No.
I don't like
Partner's
you
a
said. I don't
saboteur.
lost my point at this point.
J Hub is a spy.
I'm
He
what?
said he's a spy. Go ahead, J.
I'm a
Now,
spy.
all right, but pretty much what I'm trying to say is when you believe that the church is giving people these good morals, I don't think you've been in the church before, man, because the church
No,
people are
I
the
grew up.
worst.
No, I grew. Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Nah. The church. It's not the institution itself. And one thing I would say about the black church is the worst church to be in because the black church still has the slave mentality and the slave teachings of you have to realize when I don't want to start preaching y'all, but it's the a lot of this stuff is written like a Disney movie, right? If you watch Puss in Boots when you're 10 years old and you watch it as a grown adult, it's certain stuff in that movie that you'll understand that you wouldn't have understood as a child. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
I get what you're saying.
and the way the book is written, only certain people are actually gonna understand what it's really saying. But in the
Right.
black church, a lot of times they teach it at the baseline, um, ignorant perspective, where, like you said, it just ends up being about control and all of the other stuff. But that's not necessarily, if you actually read it yourself, that's not what you get out of it. I'm not here to promote it or anything. I guess the point that I'm making is the moral structure and the discipline, not necessarily discipline, but especially us in America, we have everything deleted, like our history and everything. But so for us to just say we're not gonna listen to the Bible, we're not gonna listen to the Quran, we're not gonna listen to any spiritual. I don't even like this spiritual teaching stuff because if you want to believe in Egypt and Kemet, there's no structure that you can go to like a church is in America. I think church is the number one structure that you can put around your family to make good citizens in this country. I ain't saying it's right. I ain't. I'm not. So if we're going to argue if it's right or wrong, we could go out. We could talk the rest of till the sun goes down about that. But I don't think you can't point to another structure that you could call out that's better than um,
Yeah,
a
the
religious
school,
system to put around your family. What's
school,
that?
right? School system. Yeah. If you, if look, if it's a private institution and they're actually teaching, or even in some public schools, uh, if because what happened is, and you've spoken on heritage and culture, but um, what we don't realize is that our understanding of the world was taken away, and we were given these fictitious stories. So they took our knowledge, like studies, you know what I'm saying, geography, geology, physiology, you know what I'm saying, psychology, theology, and
What is? Hold on.
in
What are
exchange
these
for,
hours? What are these
when I
hour
say
things that
our,
they
I
took?
mean the humans, as far as for human studies, studies of anthropology or any type of study would take research. It would take someone else who can do the same research and get to the same outcome. But if you have, say, for instance, a book that's supposed to just be uh, uh, read and listened to, and it doesn't mean that, or it means something else, um, or oh, you're not reading it the right way when you're 10 and versus when you're an adult. It's 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 uh it's not based in, it's not grounded in knowledge. It's grounded in a fictitious story. You get what I'm saying? So
I
it's no way to go back and fact check. It's no way to account for any of the what's going on in it. It's just supposed to be, oh, okay, it is what it is. You get what I mean?
like I totally get what you mean. I just want you to get what I'm saying. I feel like public school because everybody's not going to private school to learn whatever it is that you each individual thinks we need to learn. Most people are going to go to public school and they can still get the same anthropology, scientific background, and all of that stuff at the same time. I'm talking about the moral framework and culture of a society has to be based. You can't point to me any successful civilization that didn't have a religious background and framework behind it.
Right. Because in order to have that civilization, they had to have structure.
Yeah,
And
and it starts with your beliefs. It
right.
doesn't the story.
If
So
you if
anything
you
you can point
if
to.
you are
Let's
fear,
hold on, hold on,
go ahead.
hold on. We can point to any one of them. You can go to Egypt. You can go to Mesopotamia. You can go to America. The Middle East. All of them have their own story, right? Of what it was, how it started, all of that. Because at the end of the day, the story doesn't even matter. Let's just. I mean, I'm being straight up right now, right? Because nobody can ever prove about what happened in the creation story, for example, right? Nobody could ever prove that. So it's I'm trying to say it in a way where I'm not um I don't want to say the wrong thing. It's the story really doesn't matter. The fact that everybody can come around it and believe in it and just accept it, that might sound crazy to you, but for us to be out here arguing about it, that doesn't get us anywhere either. And to just say, oh, it doesn't matter because they lied about, um, you know, somebody saying let there be light. I'm not gonna believe that, so I'm just gonna throw away all of the moral background and structure and everything else that came. Are you getting what I'm saying? That's more important than us arguing about what happened in the creation story or about if Jonah swallowed was swallowed by a whale and survived for 3 days in the belly of a whale. You get what I'm saying? us arguing over that allegorical story is not as important as us all coming together and having a moral structure and background that we all believe on, that we can all believe in and all
And I
come
agree.
behind. Okay.
And but my pushback is, if you are giving someone fiction and then telling them to be truthful, that's a conflict. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't we can't all agree on a fiction being truthful, and then, you know what I'm saying, when something comes up where it's like time to tell the truth, you like, oh well, yeah, nah, I saw him in the whale. Yeah, we all saw him. You get what
So
I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
if
yeah.
you
So
are if you out here lying, that's not something that we want in people. We don't want people out here just telling fake story, just making up stuff. We want it to be grounded in reality and grounded in truth, right? That's what I'm saying. These studies are grounded in truth, or at least what we perceive as the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, understanding gravity and understanding gravitational pull helps for physics, or helps for us building, making structures, helps for us making cars or whatever it is. But if we are grounded in fantasy, nothing will be done. Nothing will be built. It would all be something too heavy on top of something that's too light. You get what I'm saying? It will fall onto each other, on itself. So we have to have that structure, that foundation in truth and reality, and not in fiction. Like the fiction of it is, okay, when you die, right? You go into this pearly place, and or you might go to this fire and brimstone, whatever it is. The fear mongering behind it is for you to be controlled in this society as a good part of society. So if you have that fear of something happening to you, same thing for if they have what a police system, right? If you have that fear of getting caught, more than likely you won't do the thing that would end you in trouble.
yeah, I get what you're saying, but it's like, so if, like, that's why I said, if you're trying to argue the um oh, be afraid because you're gonna go to hell, or do the right thing so you can go to heaven, that's not that's, if you actually read it, that's like a religious talking point. That's not based
I
on the
mean, all throughout it was, look, uh, God will get you, or God will, you know what I'm saying, help you. It's one or the other.
yeah, I mean, it's not, if you actually read it, it's not like a mystery spook. If you understand like what God, who God is and stuff like that. Like when you praying, for instance, who you talking to? Like if I say when you pray, who are you talking to? If you looking at me and you see me praying, who do you think I'm talking to? Just a question.
Your
Just be straight
imaginary
up
friend.
with your, no, no. So when you say that I'm talking to myself,
Yeah, or imaginary
exactly.
friend.
Right. So once you so if I said, when I'm talking to God, I'm talking to in my prayers, right? I'm talking to the greatest version of myself. Would that make more sense than an imaginary friend?
Nah, that makes
So
plenty of sense. Either way, it makes sense.
right.
Because if
So
you speaking to
so
yourself and you ask yourself a question and then you answer it, you know what I'm saying?
you're
You look
talking to
more
yourself.
crazy than you look spiritual.
I mean, I guess you could say, I could understand why you say that, but like I said, if you understand uh, who God is, where heaven is, where hell is, um,
It's a fictitious
all of,
place, right?
no, it's not.
Right. And so
So
that's
it's
that's the thought process
so,
behind it. If you believe it, that is real, then you're going to do the right thing.
No, I'm not saying that it's some fictitious place that's up in the sky that we're all gonna go to. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that hell is some place that we all are gonna transfer to and burn it. I'm telling you, all of these stories is talking about you and yourself. When you're talking about God, it's talking about you, yourself. When you're talking about heaven, you're talking about a place that's inside of you. Hell is a place that's inside of you, in your mind. It's certain ways that you can look at this stuff to where it makes sense. But like I said, if you come at it from a perspective of, you know, I gotta go to I'm gonna go to heaven and see my grandma after she die. You know what I'm saying? That's not really what's going on. You get what I'm saying? In the same way with hell. I don't. We could like I said, we could talk all day on this, but I get what you're saying, but at the same time, like back to my original point, if we're just gonna say we're gonna base it on science, right? We don't want to believe anything, right? We want to know, right? We want to know the truth. We don't want to believe in any fantasies. We just want to know. So how do we get to that?
Well,
What does that look
I'm
like?
saying it's
How
of
do we
course going to
structure our
be
society?
downtime for fun and fantasy. Um, but I'm just saying that fantasy is serving a purpose. And if we were to get to more science based or religion that's not necessarily, I guess, religion, but actual knowledge, then I think we'll be better off as a society. The only way to get there is to get rid of religion.
To get so I'm like that's what I'm so if we get rid of it, right? Let's say we snap tomorrow, all the churches are gone, everything is gone, right? What are we basing everything on? Just science?
Right.
Just only
Acts
the things we can
studies,
prove?
yeah.
So how do we determine what's right and what's wrong?
Scientific
So
method.
so so if I kill my mother, what's wrong with it?
That's
If I kill your mother, what's wrong
being as though that's your creator. I think
with it?
you,
No,
you know
no,
what I
no.
mean
We're
that.
back to science. We're back to science now.
No, I know.
Right.
We all
Okay.
come from the womb of woman. That's your mother, your creator. Your mother
Well,
is who created you, right?
I'm sorry for using the K word. If I delete your mother, she's not
Right,
my creator.
right.
So what's wrong with that? Or even if I
When you
delete you, what's wrong with that? You
you
tried to
saying
take
what's
my
wrong, okay. When you go into what's right or what's wrong, you have to understand. If, say for instance, in that instance, my mother is coming at you with a gun or something, and you kill it. It's nothing wrong with that. That's self-defense. Versus you committing a heinous act, and we can understand what a heinous act is based on us having our own lives. If your life is cut short or you cut someone else's life short, it's not about what's in the Bible, because the Bible got plenty of killing in it. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah,
about
I agree.
it's about do unto others as you would have them do unto you. That's a golden rule. You don't need a whole book to tell
But
you that. So if,
but you
say for
that
instance,
came from
if it's
somewhere.
if
That
it's
idea came from
if
somewhere.
you
If we
out here
live
committing that act, and something happens to you, you got to understand that you had that coming, right?
so
Like
so
it's
so
gonna is if it's not something that is out in the open, or that everyone saw, and someone has to detect and investigate how or who did it, and then they get to you, and you have to go through, your day in court or whatever it is, your trial. Because we have to realize, in society, having that free reign of having that, the ability to take life or give life, um comes with consequences. Like, can we can agree on that, right?
no, we can't because we just said that there is no standard, no morals, no baseline of what's
No,
right and
we
what's
say there's
wrong.
no
You're talking
religion. That's not.
no religion.
Everybody doesn't have religion. There's such a thing as atheists in the world already, right?
Right. So I guess
So
what I'm
if we
saying is,
taken away this fictitious story where people are thinking, oh, I'm gonna go to hell, whatever, I'm gonna go, you know what I'm saying, and we realize, okay, nah, you ain't going to go there, but you will go to jail, or you will be locked up, or whatever the penalty is, in order to keep that action from going and happening rampantly.
but let's give me like for example, right? If we're in a Germanic tribe, and we're in the caves, there is no structure, no moral code. Everybody is eat what you can kill. I mean, delete. Eat, eat what you can delete. There is no structure. Everybody is trying to take everybody's head off, right? That's the normal in that environment. So for those people, it doesn't have the same structure and stuff that you're speaking about, where there is a code of conduct. But because once we don't have any belief systems, which is at the core of all of our structures in government, there's nothing to go by, and there's nothing to say what's right and what's wrong anymore. So we can say, um, you know, alphabet community is cool. You know, if I loving on little people is cool. Loving on younger people is cool. As a grown man, what's wrong with it? What's wrong with it? Are you getting what I'm saying? So where there's no once you say there's no we're not living by anything anymore. There's no line to be drawn anywhere. You know, once so we can say once somebody starts bleeding, it's okay. Do you think that's cool to be with a female once she starts bleeding and you think she can have kids? Is that cool? No. Science would say, hey, maybe she could have children, right? But nobody is going to agree and say, hey, go get with her. That's all right. Does that make sense? Yo, hey, yo, Nightish. Yo, night, wake up. Yo, Nightish. Yo. Yo, 90s, wake up.
Why are you yelling? Wake up, wake up, wake
Go
up,
ahead,
wake
my
up.
fault. All right, what you was saying? My fault, I missed it.
Nah, I was just saying it's gotta, without any baseline moral codes or structure, there is no there is no standard or anything to go by. There is nothing that nobody can agree upon to
You don't
say,
think we can agree that if, say for instance, if you do something to me, I should be able to do same thing to you?
no, I feel like we agree because we came from a certain culture that already had certain structures that we subconsciously agreed to, whether we knew it or not, and understood what was right and wrong because of the society and world that we live in. So yeah, we can do that now. But if you take two two babies and put them in the middle of the woods somewhere, and if you think that they just gonna come with some type of moral understanding and reasoning, I don't think that it naturally would be there. I don't. You just put a took a child, put them in the middle of some isolated area, and they didn't grow up around any social structure that had anything like that, they wouldn't have any baseline.
I
And
mean, if they don't have any parenting or anybody to take care of them, you're saying that they will just make it up as they go, right?
yeah, and that's what we're trying to do in America right now. We're just trying to make it up as we go and say, hey, right now, hey, this year we feel like this is the right thing to do. Then 40 years later, we say, oh no, that's not the right thing to do anymore. We're gonna change it up. And then time goes along, hey, Pluto is a planet. Hey, Pluto's not a planet anymore. It constantly changes based on different factors and stuff. So
But
if
there's
we're all,
certain
don't
things
all
that's not going to change, though, right?
such as what? Like, what's the example?
Like, even if Pluto is or not a planet, killing is still wrong. And
Says
and,
who?
and the reason it's wrong is not because God said it's it's because we as humans know if you end someone's life, it's no coming back from that. There's no, I mean, that's it. Whether it's the afterlife or not, or what you believe in reincarnation or not, that at that moment that person is no longer with us due to someone else, then that is something that has to be rectified, or else we will have people running around doing that willy-nilly with no type of consequences.
But this is the thing. I hear
Yeah,
what
but
y'all saying, but how the hell killing is only wrong because there's a basis of morality present. There's not a
right.
basis of morality present. Killing is no longer wrong. You don't have a meter or some type of measurement to say this is wrong or this is right.
So we already have that baseline already without having to say, okay, morally, right? Whether or not you believe in self-defense or not, right? But your logic will agree that if someone is coming at you and you don't defend yourself, then what you wanted to go, you wanted them to take your life. Is that how that works?
No,
No, but
where did that come from though?
even the laws that we already have were based upon these same laws that
Morality,
you're talking
some
about
sort of
we should get rid
morality.
of. Yeah,
No, that's basic instincts. That's what I'm saying. That's a human
it's
instinct. If
not
someone's
basic.
coming at
Not,
you, you
It's
don't gotta think, okay, what does God want me to do? No,
there's no
that's
such
in
thing
you.
as
You
basic
know whether or
instincts.
not you're gonna move. It's what is it, fight or flight?
There's no such thing as basic instincts when involving something determining right and wrong. Basic instincts means react, like Romello was saying, cause and effect. Those are basic instincts knowing when something is wrong and right, that's something on a totally different type of level. You have to have a base of morality. You can't just say something is right or wrong just because. That doesn't even make any sense.
I gotta get you to explain that one.
So
That's
Eso,
that's my point. If you can't, I can't just say, "Oh, I killed somebody." That's wrong. Well, why you think it's wrong? Just because? Because we just know that because we're humans and we know that's wrong to kill. Well, animals kill. Animals kill. So what's wrong with what they're doing? If they see somebody in the forest, a bear is going to slap their fucking head off. A bear's going to slap their head. I mean, slap a fish to death to eat it. He going to kill other things discriminately. But he's not
And
wrong.
that's a basic instinct. Is so you saying that's why it's not right or wrong to kill
That's
to eat?
yeah. That's why a bear is neither right nor wrong. He's reacting on basic instincts. So if we're going by that, then it's never wrong to kill.
Right. Well, okay. So
to delete. Let's watch our
when
words.
we talking about
Yeah,
when we
to
talking
delete,
about
excuse
human beings, right?
Mhm.
And we realize that I guess we have this higher thought process. You say, for instance, mass fishing or fishing to the point that the fish are no longer in that lake or river or whatever. And that's for you to get your money for your family or whatever, right? Are you saying we don't see that as right or wrong? That's just what it is. It is what it is. You're just trying to get whatever you need to do.
Based off of what you are saying, it would no longer be right or wrong. It would just be, hey, I'm just getting my family some food for the day. I think to my discretion, I think my family deserves all of this fish to my discretion. I don't have no base of morality, so I can say it's nothing you can tell me that this is wrong for me feeding my family if there's no base of morality here. If there's a
No,
base of
and what I'm
morality,
trying to tell you
there's a
is
base of
there is a way
morality.
to tell you that's wrong,
If
because
there's a
if
base
there's
of
no longer
morality,
those fish for other people, then that means you selfishly taking all of those fish is definitely wrong as far
where
as
does
for
selfishness come
with
from?
society.
Where does selfishness come from?
You okay? The analogy, the story scenario I just gave was if you overfish a lake
I
to the
understand the
point where
story.
those fish are no longer in
Yeah, I
that lake
understand that.
for your own purpose, your own whatever
Yeah,
reason, for
I
your family,
understand
whatever,
that. I
that's
understand what you
selfish.
mean by that is selfish, but where does the word selfish come from if there's no morality?
No, words still have meaning without even without
For that bring me a couple of dollars. Guess what I'm gonna do?
Omar Smith, $5. We are born with the wrong and right in our consciousness. Read the story of Cain and Abel.
Omar, he doesn't
So
believe in that.
yeah. So for example, let's
They're
say
saying that didn't exist. They're saying it
yeah. So
just the author and finisher that provides us with the Cain and Abel story, that provides us the understanding between good and evil, right and wrong, doing something for a specific a good purpose versus doing something for a selfish purpose. They saying that don't exist. That morality code, it don't exist.
who said that?
You said more.
So
You
Eso,
literally said
I think
morality
you're
don't
missing it.
exist. You said
Eso,
morality don't exist. You said
so
that up
Eso.
here.
Let's
I
get a
think you're
better
missing it.
example. Let's get a
You
better
said
example,
the
right?
word morality do not
Prove
exist.
us
Nah,
that
I
Jesus
think you're
was
missing it. I
God's
never said that.
grace.
I said words have meaning without
You
a,
just
a
woke up, man.
Bible. Words already have meaning.
I know who
Morality.
Esau is. He is up at 5 a.m. in the morning with his shirt off talking about body shaming.
Hey, so Eso, let's say for example, right? You're married to a beautiful woman, right? She bad. And let's just say there's no structure or anything. I see your woman. What's wrong with me just wanting to go and take your woman
See, I think
and be
y'all
with
are saying no structure, as in believing that the Bible is what gives these people structure or what gives us morality, and that's
Name me,
not
like I said,
the case.
name me any structure or any civilization that wasn't based on some religious structure. Name it.
There's
Name the
none.
successful. There
Not
isn't
one. There is not one known to man.
I never said okay. I said religion.
For that bring me a couple of dollars. Guess what I'm gonna do?
Omar Smith, $5. Cain was the first murder, and he buried the body out of shame
Correct.
of his wrongdoing.
Right.
Absolutely.
Go ahead.
I think that subconsciously and our conscious sees wrong and right, even without the book. Some motherfuckers just ain't gonna kill nothing, ain't gonna let nothing die, and some motherfuckers is savages and will probably knock everything down and smooth. So it's really subjective. But I think that I'll agree with True that most people, even if they're not in the book, have heard the book. I know the golden rule. I know about Cain and Abel. I know about Adam and Eve. We know these things because it becomes like second nature almost, because everybody has heard these stories of
The
one
whole
time or another.
society is built on it. Our whole
Yeah.
society is built on it.
Yeah.
Whether you agree with it or not, it's a part of our society and a part of our the stuff that everybody believes at a baseline. So
Yeah, you ain't gotta like the book. This is the thing. The books that are out here, man, and this is what I try to tell you. You could burn every last one of them, burn them down. Burn them down. In Jeremiah 31:31, it speaks about I will write the laws on your heart.
Yeah.
That's what God said I would do to you. So the stuff that you're describing, it still has what's called a morality code that's written inside of you by a source. You don't have to believe it's
I
a
say a lot
Christian
of
source.
people, it's in your subconscious mind. You might
Yeah.
not know like outright because you in your consciousness. But
Correct.
yeah, that's why though when you read the Bible sometimes it feel like a deja vu. And
Correct. You can
heard of
feel
it
something.
that's already in you.
For that bring me a couple of dollars. Guess what I'm gonna do?
Omar Smith, $5. Cain knew he was wrong without an organization, organized religion.
Correct.
Hey, what's up, everyone?
Yeah. So this
What
is
up,
the
Vaughn?
whole
salute.
the whole point is this.
Now,
The
right
books
now,
want-
the Bishop J Hub is supposed to be running the show, but he's not even welcoming people in.
the
I said,
book.
what's up?
I wish he would stop being a piece of shit. Come on, man, you royalty.
See, here
Hey,
you
hey,
go.
True, whenever you finish,
just
hey, let me
wanna
speak, okay?
Yes, sir. Yeah. So you could throw away all the churches, all the books, all the other bull crap, all the stuff that man has done, put crosses on buildings, mosque, all the stuff, Hindu monk things, all the different things. At the end of the day, it's going to be something that has a source that drives you to do two things: to worship. You're going to look for something to worship, whether you like football and basketball, and that is the thing that makes your heart tremble, whether it's working, whether it's driving race cars, whether it's something. You're going to have something that you fancy to the point where it amass some type of love. Through that love, there is going to be a baseline of right and wrong. That right and wrong is called morality. You can't just strip something because you don't like what that is. That morality has a source. You don't got to call it God, whatever. If y'all want to call it the universe, call it that shit. I don't even care about that no more. Just stop trying to make something what you think it is and try to strip it that is some type of source out here that created you. Human beings aren't the most powerful source. I'm sorry that you believe that we aren't. Something created us, gave us the most powerful engine and computer on the planet and that will ever exist, which is the human brain. And that brain gave us a subconscious and conscious mind that dips in this reality and also allows us to go to a different realm that we have not yet to explain still to this day. That realm has a source inside there that we cannot control that provides us with an inner thought, if you want to, whatever you want to call it, but it's morality. It says, hey, if I kill discriminately, there is a consequence to that. Now, if we don't have heaven or hell, these laws actually mean nothing. We don't have a baseline of nothing that has a consequence. Jail, some people don't care about jail. If they ain't create jail here, what is there to stop somebody if there isn't the morality thing? There has to be a baseline, or we are the animals. We are the sharks. Sharks see a daggone surfboard, they're coming to bite that motherfucker. Now I'm starting to learn sharks are eating people to fuck up, swallowing them whole and shit. I just got finished reading about that. Looking on YouTube, motherfucking sharks are swallowing people whole. So now that shit about sharks is not eating people, that shit is done. Animals are going to eat the shit out you. They're going to destroy you. Come in their habitat. You go in the water, sharks are going to bite you the fuck up. You go in the woods, bears is going to beat the shit out you. You go in the air. If something big enough, you sit on type of tree, these fucking owls, what is that?
Condors, eagles.
Eagles going to peck your fucking head off.
As if you don't protect yourself, right?
Vultures, you can't protect yourself.
The biggest shit. If they can do what they want to do, and we don't have no weapons to stop none of that shit, they would dominate this shit. And it would not be wrong. You cannot look at you going when you see these people following these domains inside the zoo and they get ate up. It's a sad thing, but I don't look at that. You should kill the damn tiger from fucking biting their head off. Why you do that? Why? But if we do it, we have something inside of us that is saying that is wrong to do it. And it will always be there, even if you was raised to kill people, like how some of these people over in these other countries, the children being raised to kill and destroy and all that type of stuff. Even that.
Try to say delete though, bro. I don't want to mess up my man's channel.
What'd you say?
Delete instead of the K.
The K word.
Oh yeah, excuse me. Delete. Even if you raised to delete people, those people over there are still have that thing inside of them. And that thing is, like you said, words are important. You can't take away that word. It's called morality. It deciphers whether or not something is good or bad, right or wrong.
Right. And I'm telling you that you don't need a book to tell you that. But go ahead, Ronald, you got it.
Yeah, you don't need a book.
What's up, everybody?
There is a source. What's up, Ronald?
Hey, going back to the story of Cain and Abel.
Which came from the book.
Yeah, when God didn't accept Cain's sacrifice, Cain was upset, and God even spoke to him and told him, just do the right thing because sin will be at his door. And even though God spoke to him, he still deleted his brother. So, I mean, to tell the truth, to make a long story short, a lot of people don't like structure. This is plain and simple. People just want to live a lawless life, right? The reason why we have God and the reason why we have the Bible, or if you another religion, Quran or something else, it's all for structure. Correct. Nothing's wrong with structure. Are there bad churches up there around that spoil a bunch, like these prosperity gospel preachers and stuff like that? Yes, they spoiled a bunch. But for the most part, there's a lot of churches out there that teach you that sin is bad, that teach you shouldn't do certain things. And also when it comes to the killing deleting, you gotta, in the Bible, there's a difference between murder and what we call the K word. Okay, so there are times, like you said, if somebody come in your house or whatever, you have to protect your family. Yes, God will allow you to do that. But when it comes to you just going out into the streets and just deleting people, you know, that's a whole different story. That is what we call murder. So God doesn't want us to murder.
And you're
How you
allowed
know?
to kill in his name too.
So nothing's wrong with being in church. Nothing's wrong with having structure. You know, it's better than living a lawless life. You know, I'm a testimony to how the church did wonders for me. That when I was 19 years old, out there in the Navy and stuff, away from my parents, I was able to read the Bible and not get in trouble with like a lot of what my friends was doing. I was able to get out of the Navy and never lose the dime, never lose any money out of my pocket because I had that Bible to read. So even though I was away from my parents, I still had God's word. So our morality comes from God, right? And nothing's wrong with that. You know, there's nothing wrong with the Bible. There's nothing wrong with with finding a good church with a good pastor. You know, so I have no idea, you know, why this guy is like, you know, like what else is better? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Knowledge, understanding, reasoning. That's better. Well, go
And
ahead.
we get that from God. And God, like how back in the days, how God could go down and talk to Cain, God does it through his word now, right? So because we sin so much as humans, if God was to come down to us right now, we would just die, right? That's the reason why he gave us the Bible, so that he can leave the word with us, so we could learn and see what we're not supposed to do, you know. So like I said, I have no idea why you're looking at the Bible and seeing something's wrong, even with the stories. You know, like what story in the Bible are you like, you know, is detriment to, you know, to what we should be doing as humans?
No, I never said it was wrong. I said it's actually
For that bring me a couple of dollars. Guess what I'm gonna do?
Omar Smith, $5. I believe Esau is saying that Cain knew he was wrong without a written word. Man is born to rule and correct the world by nature.
I understand that, and the reason why Cain also knew he was wrong because God spoke to him and told him sin was at his door. So God spoke to him before he deleted his brother, right? Go look in the Bible yourself, right? So like I said, we don't have God coming down every time we're about to do wrong. We don't have God.
Bring me a couple of dollars. Guess what I'm gonna do?
DJ Wish Doctor, $2. Morality is man-made, not from God. And here's another thing.
that's facts.
Let me pick on Ronald 804 a little bit. Not right. Right? Right? No, not right. Why you just right?
You know
I don't agree. I don't like when girls do it. I'm not gonna let you just come up here and just say right. No, we don't agree with you.
Yo, Night has been
Wrong.
on for the last 2 weeks, yo.
See, I woke up nightish. That's what I'm talking about. But
Bring me a couple of dollars. Guess what I'm gonna do?
Romello 747, excuse my back, $5. I have to double down with DJ. Moral is a social contract.
Yeah, so let me say this. So let me get a little bit transparent. The reason why I changed my life is only for one thing, and
Because
that's
you're pure
for
fucking
God,
evil.
that's for God through Jesus Christ. I wanted a relationship
Somebody
with
to dunk you in some water, do something to get that flames off your back.
him. I wanted a relationship with him, and then also I wanted to go home.
Yeah, I'm woke now.
Yo, Night is crazy. So after that, I was able to, you know, change my mindset, my thought process, the way I reason on things, how I handle things. I became a better man, husband, father, son, nephew, Everything enhanced. I was able to finally have understanding of my purpose, where I'm from, why I am here, why things happen. Before that, I was lost. So now, if I didn't have that, I would have continued to live the way I did, which was lawless, which I didn't give a fuck, which was like how we keep talking about not having man created this base of morality. We created all these things. We already know we're subject to what J Hub was saying, change. We can make, in other words, we can make morality, right and wrong, good and bad, whatever the fuck we want to, just like we change laws every so often throughout life. Some other law either come in or we change one out. If there is nobody to lock you in jail, there's nothing else, based off of what y'all saying, nothing else to govern or tell you what is right, what is wrong, if there's no God and there is no morality code. If that is true, then a lot of people would be deleted off of this planet fast. A lot of y'all would not be here right now, bro. Seriously. Y'all don't want this ravenous so-called this allure that y'all have for this violence and everything like this. What is called dystopia? Is that what it's called, Nidus? Ain't it called dystopia?
Yeah, dystopia. That's mean everything is gone. It's just vast darkness.
Yeah, everything's gone. We're living in carnage. We're able to do whatever the heck we want to do. Killing is no longer.
And that's what they pretty much trying to do in California and these different places.
Right.
They have these like you got to spend $1,000 worth of shit. Oh, we can still up to 1,000. So everybody just walking out of the store with buggies and shit like it's just regular.
Right.
They are they are allowing the damn jungle to take over.
Exactly. If that happened worldwide and all the stuff that y'all say that we create and all that happens and that stuff falls down, a lot of stuff, y'all families is going to be gone. The stuff that y'all have is going to be looted. Like everything is going to be done. You're going to die. Get deleted. As simple as that.
California is one of the places that they have a lot of people that have gone away from what we're talking about. They not living by a moral code, there is no law. Anybody can kind of do whatever they want. And now these people are running away and they come into the places that have moral structure and a lot of Bible Belt places. You get what I'm saying? All these people is moving away. They done said, oh, you can do whatever you want to do. And now they want to move to Bible Belt places like Texas and stuff and say, hey, it's getting crazy out here now. I need to go somewhere where people got some sense.
What they're actually doing is they going out there with the ignorance that you're talking about, and they finna get it popping out there. It's gonna be states where you can stand your ground and other stuff, and it's just gonna be up. What up, Prime? Since J Hub is running the show, won't introduce nobody coming in.
Hey, what's up with y'all?
What up, man? I'm Terrence Howard #2, man.
Ah, that is a Terrence Howard nigga, yo.
Don't play it, hey, congratulate.
Oh, I know you ain't got no Cowboys jersey on.
Oh, you already know what game I'm waiting on.
Yeah.
You already know it's about to go down. We about to prove we still ain't number one in NFC yet. I ain't gonna lie. We still ain't there yet. But it's all right. One day, maybe next year.
No, Dak definitely looking good, G. He looking tight out there.
And also, when it comes to morals, didn't God leave us some morals in His 10 Commandments?
Yeah, but like I was saying in the chat, there was a moral law. There was moral laws before the 10 Commandments. It was already established laws. There's the 10 Commandments and the Levitical laws aren't the only laws.
Facts.
Yeah, but like I said, that's because God was coming down and teaching to them, But then eventually, when sin got so bad in the world that God wasn't coming down and speaking to everybody anymore, That's the reason why we have the Bible now. That's the reason why we have the Ten Commandments.
So you agree that these moral laws were before God came down on earth, right?
No,
Yeah.
it was when he
Before
came
the
down.
written word was just a word, was a thought, right?
Yeah, it
No,
was way
before we had the written word, we had God telling them. Just like how God told Cain that sin was at his door. So God used to come down and speak to the people.
So what
So God,
happened? So why did Satan get kicked out?
what'd you say?
So why did Satan get kicked
Yeah,
out?
he's right about that.
Because he sinned.
So there was a moral law beforehand.
Yes, they know God. Like I said, God told people the moral laws, right? And then eventually, when we had the Bible, he put it in his Ten Commandments. And also, we could constantly see in some of these stories how we're supposed to be as morals. For example, in the stories where you see a stranger come into your neighborhood, right? We're supposed to feed them, and if they need a place to stay, give them a place to stay. But of course, we don't do that anymore. But back in those days,
we
where
should.
people were traveling from distant lands and stuff like that, you saw them, you fed them, you give them water to wipe to clean their feet off and stuff like that. Those are just morals that we saw in the Bible, that people even knew from the Bible.
And right
So
there, Ronald, that's supposed to be, and that right there is supposed to be embedded in us, the need and yearning to love our fellow man.
yes,
Yeah.
that's correct.
Listen, if you taking a stray and they bite you, that's your fault. It ain't because your moral compass was off or something like that. It's just it's certain things you got to learn from experience, I guess. And so if you are taking in an outsider and they murk your whole family, what was you thinking? What were you doing trusting a stranger? Like, understand that if you're going to say, all right, God is giving these morals or whatever, what was God doing during slavery? Was he sleeping?
So what happened? I'm gonna answer that second one too. So what happens if you're the stranger in need? So somebody take you and let you rot outside.
Not if you the stranger, you need to find somebody who not a stranger. You need to find somebody familiar.
No, I'm saying, what if you're the person? What if there's no familiar? All your people that you know and knew and all this type of stuff that can house your mother, your father, all them are gone. And you're in need. And the only person that could take you into somebody else, are they supposed to trust you?
No, not at all.
So just sit there and let you die, correct?
Nah. If say for instance, you have some water, you can get somebody water, you're gonna give it to them outside. You're not inviting them in.
What if the weather's bad outside?
If the weather is bad and you don't have a shelter that's not inside of your house, like a shed or something like that they could stay in, and you invite them in your house, whatever happens is on you. You still got to protect yourself at all times.
What I'm asking you is,
you can't think God gonna protect you from that person.
Right. I'm asking, if you're the person in need, you need food, water, shelter, our basic need, clothing.
Yeah.
Or is somebody supposed to say, okay, I'm not dumb enough to trust this man, and I should leave him out there to be sick, to rot and die and be deleted?
Right. If that man is inactive enough to just sit and die, yeah, that's on them.
Okay, and if that person is you, they should allow that, correct? I just want to
Correct.
make sure everything is consistent. Okay.
Correct.
Number two, this slavery thing, I don't know if you know this, but and Nitish can attest to this. Black people wasn't only people in slavery. Slavery is a very common thing, especially.
I never said they weren't. I'm saying, what was God doing during these heinous acts?
Finish explaining it. I'm going to finish explaining it. Since it's to all people, to the victor goes the spoils. It's an old term. It's a war term. When you go and win, you pillage everything. Everything is yours. You take on what's called POWs. Those POWs go into what's called enslavement, or if you want to use the term called slavery. They then now work for their freedom. They
Chattel.
work for their right. Huh? What'd you say, Prom?
He said chattel.
Wasn't it? Yeah, it was like chattel workers or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Correct. So They then go work for their very right to live because I could delete them and get them off of here, but I'm leaving them alive, feeding them their cornmeal, giving them a place to sleep and all that type of stuff, and they're going to work for it.
Yeah. And
It's a
sometimes they end up being a part of the family.
yeah,
Becoming a
and
part
then if
of
they're very good, I see value in them, I take them on. So slavery itself is not a bad thing. It's a very common, useful tool and tactic. Did people over here use it in a manner that we would think and deem malice and horrific? Yeah, I would say so. But if it was on the reverse end, which we have put people in slavery as well, black people have put their own kind and other races in slavery. And we
So
have
that's a moral thing. That's something that you think is moral, right?
for me, yes, I would believe that is morally wrong for me.
The word has changed. And that's why, like, even in the Bible, there are rules. He gives people rules and stipulations for how to treat your slave, stuff like that.
So that's the that part right there. Slavery is a useful war tactic, and people that been in the wars and everything like that.
Right. And so these prisoners of war, these people, and we ain't going to just say black people because it's white people too, right? They have been indoctrinated, right? With this belief system.
Bring me a couple of dollars. Guess what I'm gonna do?
Go ahead, OG.
Romello 747. Excuse my back. $2. In America, signed a Roman contract.
Yeah, I don't know about that. But
I mean, I know America's like Rome 2 or 3.0, but
yeah, that's that.
That's
Go ahead. So what you
They saying that's how it's gonna collapse. We're gonna go in the way of
yeah,
Rome.
Correct.
But we haven't even been in power that long, bro. We haven't even been. It's crazy.
Yeah, it
We're
hasn't.
struggling to hold on to it.
Yeah, it hasn't really been that long at all. But go ahead. So what you were saying?
Nah, I was talking about prisoners of war, pretty much understanding that you are indoctrinated with this belief system, and it's a method of control. Like your morality is already instilled in you. It's ingrained. It's not something that you can get from someone telling you about, some story or whatever. And you can believe it as much as you want, but you believing it is helping for society. I think it's a useful tool. It's to keep control and keep people under what is it, Roman contracts or whatever. Keep people believing that, if I do this, then that's gonna happen. You know what I mean? And make sure you think that way. So that, say for instance, if you do something, then you will be guilty. You will, tell on yourself. You'll give yourself up.
Okay.
Is he saying that's what religion does? Is that what he's saying?
Yeah, I think so. That's where I'm about to feed.
Yeah, that's what religion does.
Yeah. So if you want to say something, go ahead, bro.
Hey,
my
you
belief
go ahead.
is,
You go.
yeah, religion is nothing more than a practice of your spirituality, your faith. Now, whatever you do religiously, that's in my ideas. So that's number one. That's I want to make sure we understand that.
When
so
you say doing something religiously and religion, that's two different things. You know that, right? Like if you say, for instance, have spirituality, that is your religion versus someone who is a Baptist or a Christian or a Muslim. And the difference between them, the difference between them is how much you believe in whatever it is they're teaching. Like the difference between a Muslim and a Christian is a belief in one God versus someone who believes in the Holy Trinity or Holy Ghost or whatever.
It's people.
Means you do it repetitively. That it just means you do something repetitively.
Correct.
Right.
Look it up.
So basically, ESO, Well, I'm gonna say it like this. I understand that you think it's two different things. I'm gonna say it's actually what Prime is saying. So let's say I create, let's say, truthism. Let's say I want to create my own religion, and people do it every daggone day. I don't know how many religions we got on this planet now. So I want to create my own religion. I write a book, everything like that, and I practice it religiously, which means over and over again, habitually, willfully. It becomes a staple and a standard. It becomes the way I construct my life. Now I base my morality, my right and wrong, my good and bad off of this single book. I have now created an idol for it. Let's say I make an altar for it or something, a place and form of worship. That now becomes a religion, and especially if I go to the government and give it a staple and let it get it written up and get it notarized, and it actually is now written down in history as a religion. People do it all the time. Now,
Right.
people use it religiously. Now it's actually the same word with the root word
Yeah, because
in the
people don't
beginning.
even realize that they're worshiping Greek gods, like by following astrology. You like
Yeah.
people spend every day they got to open
People.
up and see, okay, what's he gonna
Okay.
say? What's he gonna say? You know what I'm saying? That's their religion.
Yeah, so anything like us coming on here, coming over here doing this religiously, it can become a religion. It probably is to some people. Some people probably actually hang their hat on YouTube, and this governs their life, and they believe in it, and it's doing something. It's making them feel good. It's changing their habits. They're becoming good or bad over it, and all this type of stuff. Those type of things can become an idol. And idols is anything, artifacts, people, books, basketball, football, anything that we want to create and to have some divine substance that we want to then use in the form of worship. Anything we create now, that is man. Now, when you talk about it, the way I'm speaking about it, that is what's called man-made. That is man-made.
Yeah. So I looked it up, OG. Religion is the belief in and worship of a superhuman power or powers, especially a god or gods.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all heard that?
Yeah.
No, so that's what I'm saying. Versus saying you do something religiously,
now read
like day in day out. That's different than saying, say for instance, an organized religion like Christianity. You get what I'm saying? Like those specific beliefs are unique to.
It also
whatever
means
sect, I guess,
a particular
Baptist, Methodist,
system of
whatever.
faith and worship. It also means a particular system of faith and worship. It also means a pursuit or interest to which someone ascribes supreme importance.
Yeah, I was about. That's what I was about to just read. That was the definition religiously.
Religion is the one he said, and also a particular system of faith and worship, which is what we've been saying.
Yeah, and now I want to read religiously for Esau.
So that system, like I was saying, that system, right, would be like I said, Christian or whatever it is you practice. Now, saying you do something religiously day in day out does not mean that that's
now,
something that you are worshiping a higher power or something like that. You get what I mean? That may be doing something for yourself, like brush your teeth every day. You religiously. You get what I mean? Like because you believe in whatever you believe. You get what I'm saying? Like it's not necessarily going to be that you are praising someone a higher power. You get what I mean? Like
right.
Unless you're calling yourself the higher power.
Right. I got you. So I'm gonna read the definition religiously now. Adverb, in a way that relates to or conforms with a religion. So they are very synonymous, G.
Yo, I think what
spirituality, right? and getting back to what I was saying. So spirituality, right? If you do something, what would be something you would practice religiously within spirituality?
Though, right? You heard the definition, right?
Yeah, I heard you.
Okay.
And so, and what I'm asking is, what's something that you would do religiously, right? Versus you saying, "Oh, that's my religion." Like you was talking about truthism, right? What would be something within truthism that you would say you would do religiously?
Wherever I want to do push-ups every day, exercise every day, wherever I want to run around the house and clap my hands and barefooted every day. I can create whatever the hell I want it to be.
Right. And so the reason I said
And then
in that instance of
and then I do that over and over and over and over and over again, habitually, and then religiously. That's what that
so
is.
what I'm saying is that is to
Because you
do
believe
what?
in it. It's a system that you believe
right,
in.
but the belief is based in what? What's the basis of that belief?
The basic
For
when
what?
you believe in something, you usually do it actively.
Yeah.
It performs an action.
What I'm saying is the reasoning behind the action, the why is what I'm asking. The why for the religion, the religiously act.
That is the whole point.
That's what I'm saying. The point
why
is what?
Because I believe that this makes me better.
You said you go ahead, say that again.
I believe that it makes me a better person. That's the why.
So
Bring me a couple of dollars. Guess what I'm gonna do?
I think
Romello 747, excuse my
Romello
back.
747, excuse my back, $5. Astrology came from Egypt, in which Greeks learned from them. Everything that is said came from Greeks. Origins is in Egypt.
Okay.
People debate that. They say Sumer was before Egypt. You have some people that are arguing about Kemetic beliefs.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anything, whether I use my phone every day,
might be
if I
a
say
no.
that's something that
No.
I have to do to make myself feel better. Maybe it gets rid of my headaches, and I'd be like, man, I have to do this, or I am going to be off today. So I'm going to repetitively, repeatedly, consistently, constantly, habitually do something that I believe that it has a positive or negative effect. Positive effect that if I do it, negative effect that if I don't do it. That's basically what is religion, and that is man-made.
I think what y'all saying is the biggest part of it. Like a lot of times, especially in today's times, people say, I'm spiritual, I'm not religious, right? Which is literally meaning that they're not actively practicing anything.
Correct.
So here's the thing, though, when you talk about all this stuff. Man needs God. Wait, let me say this. Man needs God. God don't need man. And a lot of us just want to believe in something. That's how you have David Koresh. That's how you have Jim Jones. That's how you have what's his name? Charles Manson.
Charles Manson,
People want to follow and believe in something.
Epstein too,
right.
I noticed.
Yes.
Right. So to my point, when
all
people
of those
like in
2023,
most people say nowadays that I'm spiritual, but I'm not religious, which means they're not actually practicing anything day to day.
They're practicing believing in themselves. They're making their own religion in their own mind.
They're really not.
They ain't doing a goddamn thing.
When people say I'm spiritual but I'm not religious, that means that they have a thought or an idea of what they think they know is right, but they're not doing anything in their day-to-day lives to actually practice and doing what you would call ritual or whatever it is to keep reminding yourself and keep reprogramming your subconscious to make that a part of who you are.
Yeah, that's correct. They believe that there's a God out there.
Who is that talking right there?
Ronald.
J-Hub.
No, before.
Oh,
J-Hub. Yeah. He's just a controversial person. A contrarian.
Get out of
here,
man. Get out of here, man. Every time I make a good point, you want to hate.
Yeah, a lot of people who are spiritual right now.
Back real quick.
Okay, a lot of people who are spiritual right now, they believe that there's a God out there. It's just they don't want to follow his rules. You know, so that's the downside of all these people who want to be spiritual.
Absolutely.
Hey, I wanted to bring something back real quick. Earlier, somebody said slavery is not bad, and nobody contested it. And I was wondering, like, do everybody stand on that slavery is not bad?
I missed that part. I missed
Yeah,
it.
I said it. I said slavery is a useful tactic used by all races over the history in the course of time. Every race has enslaved some sort of people, race, animal, everything.
But that man speaking.
So
is
you
the
think
man-
that's
wait,
okay?
who's that talking? Who's that asking the question?
That's Moo.
Okay, Mumu. That man is talking right now. Truth believes in chaos and sheer destruction. He wants man to get rid of most folks so that we can have one understanding. Before us gonna get along, or you gonna get down and get raided. That's what he talking about. Mostly every discussion up here, he's like, yeah, forget these damn boxes. Let's get outside and get it on.
So would you be okay with your kids being enslaved?
Hey, if it's
How you defeated if they not doing the right thing?
yeah, naturally, no, of course not. I'm still human, but based off of the concept of it, if I can't protect them, there's nothing I can do. And just like the rest of us, if somebody come over here and actually fight, like Russia, or anybody come over here and they actually take over, it ain't gonna be a damn thing none of us can do. So yeah.
No, that's different though, because you said that it's not bad. So if it's not bad, that means it's the opposite, or you feel like it's okay. So it's not about like what situation you would prefer over the other. When you say something is not bad, you're saying that it's okay. So what I'm saying is, you feel like that's a good situation for you and your children to be enslaved. You feel like that would be a good situation for y'all.
No, so I guess you didn't hear. I don't know what time you came in.
say
You
yes.
didn't hear the first part when Esau asked me when we was talking about the basis of morality. I said morality wise, for me, no, I don't like slavery. I said for me. I said, but the concept of slavery has been used as a useful tactic, especially in war, to consume and conquer other races, including we doing it to our own race and so on and so forth. I said the concept of it's
right, but you said it's not bad. But that's what I'm saying. So if you're saying it's not bad, what are you actually saying then? Is that you saying that it's okay?
No, you're not listening to me. You're not listening to me. Morality was
Bro, because what you're doing is you think because the stuff you said before you said it's not bad, you think that like that somehow makes a difference in you saying that it's not bad. That statement alone is what I'm getting at when you say that it's not bad, regardless of what you said before.
You just repeated the same word twice, G. In the same
right. So
man, stand on that shit. Man, stand on that shit. Don't back down now. Stand on that shit.
Ain't nobody back down in this. Shut the fuck up. You was quiet this whole time. Fuck wrong with you.
It sounds like you backpedaling.
Now you're trying to
shit. Ain't no nigga
like, oh, now you trying to
down on shit. I don't know you.
Hold on. Now you trying to make it like, well, if it's because it happened and you know people did this and everybody did it, that don't mean that it's a good thing. But since you said it's not bad, what are you saying about it then? I mean, when you say that it's a useful tactic, it's actually not. Like that's not a good thing, and it's not even a useful tactic. Like people didn't have to be enslaved, even though that's a decision that a lot of people made.
Why didn't they?
Why didn't they what?
Why didn't they have to be enslaved?
The same reason you don't have to go out and kill somebody every day. The same reason you don't have to go out and stab people every day. That's the same reason. Like nobody had to be enslaved.
All right, so the reason why people had to be enslaved because during war, people died and perished. So what they did was they brought people.
And on Beyonce's internet, can y'all stop acting like y'all not supposed to say delete? I know you emotional, but you shouldn't be emotional about this. This is why people shouldn't discuss religion, because people get passionate about religion, government. Y'all know this stuff. I understand what you're saying, Moo. You shouldn't be suggesting that slavery was okay. but a lot of people think it's great.
Yeah.
That's
So
why you have sweatshops and all this other shit. It's people enslaved at this very moment. And what is it about? Cheap labor.
right. So in
Money is their god.
yeah. So in war, after people pass away or deleted, you take on POWs. Now, if those POWs are useful, they bring them into
Hey, brother Moo.
Hey, but
Hey,
check this
brother
out.
Moo.
Wait. Hello.
What the fuck is all that damn
The
noise?
host is talking.
You know they
The
got past
host
me.
What is all that noise?
The host is talking. Listen, we had 11 and a half hours. I didn't set up a new stream. I'm going to put the link in the back, and we'll just transfer over.
All right, bet.
All right.
All right, Nidus.
What up, everybody? How y'all doing?
Yeah.
Salute.
Salute.
Like I said, he can't stand on it, so don't even keep pushing that issue.
I'm standing
I
on
didn't hear
whatever,
it.
bitch.
Even with them taking
people
POW,
do it, but they
we
evil
have
people.
Shut your
They're
fucking
not
mouth,
righteous
bitch.
people who do it.
Shut your fucking mouth, bitch.
What?
look,
Your
we have
mom,
wars.
bitch.
We have wars
You're
today.
Dog ass
We have
nigga.
wars today where people don't get taken into
I don't
slavery.
give a fuck who this
Dog
is. This
ass
ain't
dumb
my
nigga.
hero.
You was an old
What
runner.
the fuck is wrong with you?
A what?
You was quiet this whole time
Who's
until
the
he came
hero?
over here.
Cause I was asleep, bitch.
Yeah, then go
Pussy
back to
nigga.
fucking sleep.
Pussy
Oh,
ass nigga. You dummy. You ain't
oh
stood
ass
on that
bitch.
shit.
Fuck is
Oh,
wrong
you a
with you? Go
fucking
back
straight
to
up punk.
fucking sleep.
A fucking man
Everything
came
was
up and
good
asked you something. I
until
didn't
a
give a fuck if you
loudmouth
was wrong.
bitch was
You should have
talking.
stood on it.
You men are talking, bitch. Be quiet. You men are
Man,
talking.
you ain't no fucking man. You a
You men are
mouse.
talking.
You a
You men
mouse.
are talking, bitch. Be
You're a
quiet.
mouse. A
Be
mouse.
quiet,
A
bitch.
mouse. A
Two men are
irresponsible
talking.
mouse.
Two men
A
are talking,
mouse. Let me
bitch.
call
Be
Daryl
the
so he
fuck
can fuck your
quiet,
wife
ho.
again. A mouse.
What is wrong
Shut the
with you?
fuck up, ho. Shut the fuck up,
Go the
ho.
fuck back
Let
to
me call
bed. It
Daryl.
was quiet up
Go
here while
ahead and
your
get your
loud
wife
ass
fucked
mouth
again.
wasn't
Go
talking.
ahead. Shut up.
Stupid
You're a
ass
fucking
bitch.
man. You're a man.
Shut your dumb ass
You're
up.
a man. Let me call
You
somebody so
stupid
you can
ass
call your
bitch.
wife.
You stupid
Stupid ass
ass bitch.
nigga.
You stupid
Clown ass
bitch.
nigga.
You stupid bitch.
You
Go the
sitting up
fuck
here, you
to
gonna say
sleep.
slavery was good?
Go the
Slavery
fuck. Yeah,
wasn't
somebody need
bad.
to enslave your ass.
It wasn't
That's what they
bad.
need to do. That's what they
No,
need to
that's
do.
what you
Shut
is.
your
That's
ass
the
up.
problem. That's the
Shut
problem
your
with
dumb
your
ass
abusive
up.
ass nigga. I
Shut
know
your
you're
dumb
abusive.
ass up.
I know you're abusive.
Shut your dumb ass
Oh,
up.
coward ass.
Use
You
a
ain't got
hoe.
no
Use
smoke for
a
no
whore.
dude. You only
Use a
got smoke
whore.
for women.
Use a
No smoke for
fucking
men.
whore.
You sure
Use a
got
whore.
smoke
Smoke
for
for
women.
who?
I promise you.
Who the fuck up here?
You ain't never got no smoke
Who
for
the
them.
fuck up? Where?
Man,
Where?
what there at?
Where?
When you
Where,
had
ho?
smoke for that
Where?
nigga?
Where they at?
Huh? When you
Where
had
the
smoke?
fuck they
When
at?
you had smoke?
Oh, all right.
Pussy
That's
ass
what I thought.
nigga. Shut your
What
dumb
you
ass up.
talking about? You
Shut your
definitely ain't from
dumb
over
ass
here.
up.
You definitely ain't from over
Pussy
here.
ass
Go the
nigga.
fuck back where you
Pussy
from,
ass
ho.
nigga. Where your wife at, bitch? She
Fucking
still
bitch
bent
ass.
over?
Shut
Tell
your
us
whole
it's
ass
time
up.
to go home. Tell us time to
Go
go
the
home.
fuck to sleep. Why you up?
Shut the fuck up, ho.
Why are you up?
Shut the fuck up, ho.
Why
I'm
you
here
old?
now,
Why
nigga.
your old
Cause I
ass up,
heard your
bitch?
lying back pattern ass.
Why your old
Stand
ass
on some
up,
shit,
bitch?
nigga.
I'm always
Stand
gonna
on some
stand on what
shit,
the
nigga.
fuck I said.
Stand up on some shit,
You
nigga.
stupid bitch.
You couldn't stand on your own fucking word.
Bitch, you
You
was up here fucking
less than a
why you
fucking
come
mouse.
on talking now? You should
Shut
have
the,
been told me that.
I was.
You should have been told me that.
I
You should
didn't
have been
hear it,
told
bitch.
me
If
that.
I would have heard it, I would
You
have
should
checked
have
that
been
shit.
told me
Fuck
that,
shit.
bitch. If you had a problem with what I said,
Come
you should
on
have
here,
said
ho.
something.
Ho ass
You should
nigga.
have said
Ho
something.
ass
You
nigga.
should have said something. That's what I
Ho
thought.
ass nigga. Where your wife at, bitch?
You fucking
Where
gump.
your wife at, ho?
Shut your whole
Huh?
ass up, bitch.
Huh? Where your wife
Shut
at,
your
ho?
bitch ass up.
You ain't gonna answer that?
Did
You ain't gonna
you
answer
hear what
that?
I said?
You a fucking man?
Did you
Men
hear what I
talking,
said?
bitch?
Your motherfucker,
Huh?
where's your fucking
Man,
husband
come
at?
on, man. Come on,
Obviously,
man.
he ain't
Ho.
got shit under
You ain't
control
no
in there,
fucking
letting a bitch
man.
come on here
You's
and talk.
worse than a fucking.
He
You
obviously
ain't even a
ain't got
boy.
no
I wouldn't even
fucking restraint
insult
in his
children
house. He
and
let a
call you
bitch
a
come on here
fucking
out of
boy.
their fucking mind talking
You a
like that.
dog. You a
Out of their
fucking
mind
dog.
talking like that.
You a loser
He ain't
ass
got no
nigga.
fucking order in
You
his
a
house.
dog.
He ain't got
You
no
a
fucking order
fucking
in his
dog.
house.
Roof.
You
You
heard what
ain't
I
even a
said,
dog.
bitch.
You a puppy.
You
You
heard what
ain't
I
even a
said,
big
bitch.
dog, nigga. You's a puppy.
You heard what
You
I
little
said,
dumb
bitch.
bitch.
You heard what I said, bitch.
How the fuck your your
Your
wife
whole
go
ass
fuck another
husband
man and come back to
is
you,
out of
huh?
fucking order for letting a
How
loud
your
mouth
wife
bitch
went and
come on
fucked
here
another
talking.
man and came back home
And you
You a
accept it.
loudmouth
Shut the
ass
fuck up,
bitch.
hoe. Shut the fuck up, hoe
Shut
ass
your
nigga.
dumb ass
You
up.
ain't gonna answer it.
You
Tell me
shut
what
your
happened when
whole
she
ass
came
up.
home.
Where the fuck is
She
your
said,
dumb ass
honey, I'm
husband at?
home. What you said?
Where's your
Hey,
dumb ass
baby,
husband
I'm
at?
so grateful you